Mountain Man edition of Kevin at 7, coming at you live from Panguitch, Utah. Yeah, this is a little bit of the middle of nowhere. Yesterday or last night to get here at 11, converted barn that we're staying in right now. So good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Kevin at 7. And so I'm here with one of the team members, Jose. So did you turn on the TV?
Trying to see if I see you.
Oh, he's trying to go live there. So there's Jose in the background. I'm like, I saw the TV come on in the back. I'm like, dude, don't turn on that freaking TV. We are here for our ultra marathon that we're going to be running on Saturday, 2 days to race day. Good morning, what's up? Make sure you give the post or the video, the live stream, a thumbs up. Comment in the chat or in the comments where you are. Good morning, Kathleen from Riverside, California. Us for Kevin at 7. So one of the things we're going to talk about today is your work environment. You're in your real estate business. For those of you that are real estate agents or anybody, if you have a choice about where you work, because one of the questions that I get a lot is, should I work at, or is it okay if I have a home office and work from home, or should I go to the office and work from the office? And it depends. The other question is like, I don't like working out in the cubicles, or if you're in a real estate office where they have cubicles, or and you have to choose between private office or we don't, we have common work areas in our office, or we can rent a private office. Which should we do? What matters? And so forth. Good morning, Bobby from Edson, Alberta. Good to see all of you guys this morning. Welcome and happy fun. It's cool. So now Facebook is crushing YouTube. YouTube watching it. And all you guys are coming on from Facebook. That's awesome. Hey, and Gary from the Porter Ranch. Yeah, Gary, we talk about you quite a bit. It's kind of crazy how much he talks about you. You love some of the stuff you guys are doing. That's awesome. Very large real estate office. It was Century 21, Mike Bowman in Grapevine, Texas. It was in Euless at the time. And when I started, I didn't interview any. It was the only company I interviewed because I had done my research enough to know they were number one in the market, and I wanted that market presence and that credibility to be like, if you want to be successful, you go where successful agents. And so that's what I did. And I went to Century 21 by Bowman. Good morning, Eric from Rhode Island. As you come on, Ken. Good morning from Corona. Good morning, Eduardo from San Diego. Somebody from Redmond, Washington. That's got to be. Ravi or Eileen from Laguna Niguel. Love it. Awesome. So when I started at this office, they put us in what they call the training room. Had all the way around the walls of the room. On one end, you had this thing where you had all these training courses that like audio cassettes back in the day, audio cassettes and VHS tapes and a TV, so you could watch training videos from guys like Tom Wickman and Mike Ferry, and they had all these training videos. And then you had the fishbowl, so it had this big picture window that looked over the bullpen, which was the main part of the office. And then this room we're in, and it had basically a countertop all the way around the walls with phones every 6 or 8 feet, and a little filing cabinet. So when you're a brand new agent, a 6 feet section of countertop with a 2-drawer filing cabinet and a telephone. That was it. Because what are you going to do? You're going to come in and use the phone. You're going to dial, be smiling and dialing for dollars. We did. And then once you got your first deal, once you got your first closing, one of the rewards of your first closing was you got to move out of the fishbowl into the bullpen. And the bullpen was a big area of cubicles. And they were cubicles that were about, probably maybe 48 inches high. So they came up, above right to your chest or whatever. And so that was your desk. And so you had that. And a little bit of privacy. You had your own space. You had your own little desk area there. And you had your own filing cabinet up here, so you put stuff. And you had a space that you could post your script, all that. But it was wide open. And I hated it because everybody could see me. And because I was actually a prospector. I was actually one of those real estate agents that actually worked, that actually got on the phone every day and called for sole owners and expireds. And I hated getting moved out of that bullpen because I was really self-conscious. I hate rejection. I hated to get beat up on the phone. So I did not want out in front of everybody because they're all sitting around drinking coffee and all that kind of stuff. So I would literally go into the fishbowl, which, was surprisingly vacant after their morning training for the new agents. And then they did a little upgrade. And once you had a certain level of production, before you qualified for an office, you got a private set of cubicles. They had a private set of cubicles for your mid-range producers that were now 6 feet tall cubicle, little divider, where that I could stand up and prospect and people couldn't see me, but hear me. And so again, I was like paranoid and self-conscious of it. And it was so funny because I was just like, I hate, if you guys can relate to this, like you're self-conscious, if somebody else acting, let me see some thumbs up. If you feel that like, thing, I was horrible about it. I'm very shy. I'm very much an introvert. And it's like, okay, I'm going to prospect because I have to, but I don't want other agents listening to me. And it wasn't because I was afraid they were learning any secrets from me. I was pretty much, they were going to laugh at me. They're going to go like, you just got hung up on, or, that you just got beat up, or you blew that one with your objection handlers. Bonnie from Port Charlotte. Let's see who else is where you are. If you haven't get where you are on this morning. So then after my second year in real estate, I was now in one of the top, I was like number 11 in our office. It was the number one Century, and I was number 11 after my second year in the office, I think. And I was voted Realtor of the Year for the Century, that company, 150 agents or 120 agents, whatever it was back then. And I was voted the Realtor of the Year for the office. I was like number 11 or 12, or I don't know, somewhere in there in the production, in my production. And so yeah, Carswell, I'd rather not perform in front of everyone else. So then I qualified office, and I was like, yes, I got my own office. It was a closet office. We referred to it as a closet office, but then I had a team. So it was me and so it was me and, it was actually 4 of us. But me and my partner were in that office, and the assistant. And then we kept a cubicle out there because we just couldn't fit everybody in there. And our office was so small that we literally only had one little desk and one chair. And then we had 2 shelves that we stood up and had our phones on there where we prospected. So we stood up, prospected, had our headsets on, and literally I would have my headsets on and music going. My partner behind me prospecting, we couldn't overhear each other and all that kind of stuff. So it's crazy, tiny little, and it's like, I was like, how'd you do that? And I look back on it. And then after that year, I'm like, this is ridiculous. I want a bigger office. And Century 21 Mike Bowman, because they had so many top producing agents, 21 offices. So you had to be in the top 21 just to get an office. And so to get a bigger office, you had to wait till somebody else basically dropped out of the top 21 and an office became available. And then it was like based on seniority of production that previous year, did you get a move up? Anyway, look, that's probably too much information, except to say it was the only office that was available. I couldn't get a bigger office. There was one time when another office became available, but it was a little bigger, but it was kind of a weird setup. So it was like, I'm going to stay here. And that reason that I left Century 21 Mike Bowman, I left the company and went to a RE/MAX office because they gave me a huge 3-office suite. Had basically a big office for my receptionist, a big office for me, and an private office for my buyer's agent. By the end, it was just me, a buyer's agent, and an assistant. So we had this big, fancy, like, whoa, this is like, I have arrived. And guess what happened to my business? It went down. Than I had before. I'm set up. I got all this stuff. I didn't have to pay for it. This was part of their bribe to get me to switch companies. And I realized looking back that having a fancier office did not more money. It did not make me a better agent. In fact, it probably caused me to pull back on the throttle, to decelerate, because my ego said, you have arrived. If you guys can understand what I'm saying, let me see some thumbs up. And here's what's so cool. So Jose and I, as we're doing our 4-hour drive last night, we were talking about it. And this is a book that he's been called Book of Talent by Dan Coyle. And it's a book that I've read I've read it probably 3 or 4 times. I love this book. It's so cool. It's just a little book. I mean, it's easy, an easy read. And it is about what do the best in the world do to become the best in the world. And this guy, Dan Coyle, he traveled all over the world to what he called the talent hotbeds. And the talent hotbeds are, where are the schools? Where are the training centers? Where are the facilities where the best soccer players in the world come out? Tennis clubs where the best in the world are produced. The swimming places, the hockey centers, the music schools that produce the maestros, that produce the best music performers, the best violinists, the best pianists. What are those places doing that causes them to create an inordinate amount of champions, or of people that are great, that is different than everybody else? And one of the chapters, actually number 6, it's kind of broken down into what he calls tips. Tip number 6 is this: choose Spartan over luxurious. Choose Spartan. So what does it mean to be Spartan? Means that this ancient Spartans believed in that it was all about being minimalist. And the less stuff, you didn't need fancy, you needed to be strong. You needed to be great. You didn't need to be fancy. And so he said what he found out in the talent hotbeds of the world, where the best of the best come out of, that facilities were not fancy world-class training facilities. They were broken down garages. They're like, well, we're staying in a converted barn here. Our Airbnb is at a converted barn. It was not fancy. It is clean. It's nice. And it gets the job done. And so he talks about it, and he says, of comfort. We love our practice facilities. We love oak paneled corner offices, spotless locker rooms, and fluffy towels, which is a shame, because luxury is a motivational narcotic. It demotivates you when you feel like I've arrived in your work environment, where you train, where you work. So here's what he said. The talent hotbeds, and this was almost across the board, are not luxurious. In fact, they are so much the opposite, called chicken wire Harvards. They're just, in other words, they're dumps. But the coaching there, the training there is the best. And the players, the athletes that come and train there are the best. And there's the best training, and there's the most drive, and there's the best environment. And that is where they produce. Says top music camps, especially ones that can afford, consist mainly of rundown cabins. The North Baltimore Aquatic Club, swimming club, produced Michael Phelps and 4 other Olympic medalists. So here's one aquatic club that has created 5 Olympic medalists. Now, how many, your local swim club, how many gold medalists, Olympic medalists has it produced, right? This one club has produced 5, including Michael Phelps. And this is what they could it could pass for an underfunded YMCA. In other words, it's just a piece of crap. Isn't that crazy? Like Rocky Balboa, absolutely, Kathy. His training facility was just a dump. And so this right here was so powerful to me as confirmation that I actually made more money when out of a place that I hated. In fact, when I was prospecting in the little stand-up 6-foot cubicle where everybody could hear me, and I was so self-conscious, I was actually probably some of my most productive time. I want you to be productive. And when you start thinking, I want a luxury office, I deserve a luxury office, it's totally awesome, it's totally cool, but don't think that a luxury office is gonna make you more money or it's gonna make you more successful. Successful does not make you be more successful. Driving the fancy car does not make you more successful. Having the fancy office, having the fancy stuff, it does not make you more. It's what Dan Cole called a motivational narcotic, which means it just sedates you and makes you get complacent. Can I work from home? Is it okay if I have a home office? It's great if you can be motivated. Should I rent a private office? It absolutely makes you productive. If it drives you, if it's an environment in which you have power, in which you have energy, in which you get every single day. That's the most important thing, right? Do you guys agree with this? Let me see some thumbs up. But what happens is we get our ego into the game. We get our ego involved, and it's all about, well, I want to look like a top producing agent. Here's how you look like a top producer. Close a lot of deals. When you close a lot of deals, my friend, everybody knows it. And you don't have to try to look, say the fruit is on. Let it be authentic, let it drive you, and make sure you stay in an environment. Environment matters. It's powerful. Okay, it's powerful. You want to be in an environment that matters and helps you to be super productive. If that makes sense, let me see some thumbs up. Now, I got one other really important thing to tell you about today. So we are now 42, 45 days away from the Real Estate Vortex training camp. Tonight at midnight is when the early bird pricing goes away. So I'm going to have Elena or one of my team members, if you guys will post the link to realestatevortex.com, realestate.com. You can go there, get your ticket, because ticket prices will go up tonight. If you're a coaching member, for those that are coaching member or your event alumni, you have your special discount ticket. That goes away at midnight. You guys have an email with a link. If you're a coaching member or an alumni, you guys have a link that does it. So this year at the Real Estate Vortex training camp, we got some really awesome, cool stuff coming up. We're going to be, for the first time ever, giving our 6-figure plus awards to the agents that have added 6-figure income over the last 12 months. And we are going to be, for the first time, we're going to be training you on how to attract business. The Vortex is all about creating an attraction, right? Pulling business towards you instead of you going out and chasing it, and that's all. And you have to go out and hunt the next deal every time. Is how do you create? For the first time, not only are we going to train you on the strategies of prospecting and how to reach out and find people and bring them to you, but we're going to also be training a technology platform so that you can bring in business using social media, using technology, the internet, to help bring business to you without spending a ton of money on internet lead generation. In other words, in a way that gives you a platform that draws business to you without you having to be spending all of the resources. This is not all of a sudden don't kid yourself, but this is all about making your business more productive and bringing more business to you and creating systems and models that allow you to do this. Just have more income and life without being running, trying to show every buyer and all of that kind of stuff. So realestatevortex.com. It is for agents who seriously increase their income by another 6 figures a year. That's who this is for, the Real Estate Vortex training camp. So if you're happy with your income and happy with your life and you're not wonder, or if you're Jets and you want to, do another deal or two, this is probably not for you, because you're not going to do it. You're not going to do the work and implement the systems that will actually add 6 figures to your income, not having to work harder, just better. Some people say work smarter, not harder. I'm going to get better, be better. And yeah, that part of that is being smarter, but there's more than just being smarter, because you can learn a lot more knowledge and not do anything, and you're not better. So it's learning how to get better, make your business better, accelerate your business, elevate your income, and improve the quality of your life so you can actually live the lifestyle of your dreams. That's what we're talking about. realestatevortex.com. Go there, get your tickets today. Is out. I should know the exact date, but I don't. It's July 9th through the 11th. I don't know how many days we are away from that. So that's how it goes. You guys are awesome. So Kevin here at our ultra marathon up here in the mountains of Utah, signing off. We will see you guys tomorrow morning for Kevin at 7. In the meantime, play to win and always expect yes. Get your tickets. The Real Estate Word Next Training Camp is going to be awesome.